All right, here we go. We are back at it with chapter 23. Only two left, this one and chapter 7, and then we are done for the semester. Yeah. Ton of information, tons of different topics we've covered all throughout this course. I appreciate each and every one of you coming through, following, reading up, and just being open-minded to learn about disabilities. So I really appreciate all of you. All right, let's get going with chapter 23, health-related physical fitness and physical activity. Lots of this, I'm hoping, from previous KIN classes is a recap. I'm going to try to focus a little bit more on what are those adaptations, modifications needed for our disability population. So I'm going to break this down into two parts, give you two short videos for this chapter lecture, and hopefully keep you attentive and just kind of bring out that learning that hopefully you already have about physical fitness and physical activity. So let's get started. So one of the biggest things that we need to be aware of is that health, physical fitness, and physical activity are all related. They can be influenced by each other and influenced by each other. So if we look down here at health, we have psychological health, functional health, health-related physical fitness, is aerobic function, body composition, musculoskeletal function. Then we also have skill-related fitness, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And then we have physical activity, all of which comes together and impacts our ability to be well-rounded as far as healthy, fit, and active. So physical activity is included exercise, sport, training, dance, play, recreation, movement of any type in that fit principle with frequency, intensity, duration, and type and time. All right. So what is physical activity? How can that be defined? So it is any bodily movement that is produced by skeletal muscle resulting in sustained substantial increase from resting energy expenditure. So it's anything that increases our ability to use muscles beyond a resting state. So you name it, guarding, walking, skiing, skateboarding, rollerblading. Think typical fitness and atypical fitness, sports, recreation, dance, cheerleading, chores, many different things, putting the trash out, vacuuming can all be parts of physical activity. And patterns of physical activity are arranged by changing the frequency, the intensity, and the time, the duration, and the type. The type kind of falls into that intensity, so we'll talk a little bit more about that as well. So what does health mean when we're looking at the definitions of our three different areas that all are interrelated? Well, health is a human condition with physical, social, psychological dimensions characterized within this continuum of both positive and negative, and kind of where do you fall within them. And your physical, social, and psychological can all be at different kind of areas within that continuum, which really just impacts your overall health and your mental health as well. So positive health is really associated with, your capacity to enjoy life, be positive, and withstand challenges. It's not merely the absence of disease. You could have positive health and still have disease, and that disease could be brought upon by your genes, really, but you could still have positive health. When it comes to negative health, that's more so associated with morbidity and really about premature mobility. So just making inappropriate or unhealthy choices that lead you down really the path to death. So the two different categories under health is psychological health and functional health. Psychological health is your overall well-being. It's mental health. Functional health is really what is the health of your body in your ability to perform, your capabilities. And that's just daily activities. When we talk about physical fitness, now we're looking at the ability to carry out tasks that have a lot more vigor and alertness without fatigue. So now we're getting into a higher level of physical activity. And this is to have enough energy, stored ample energy to enjoy leisure time pursuits and, be able to increase our movement in potential emergencies if needed. So there's two different categories of physical fitness. There's skill-related fitness, and then there's also health-related fitness. And Mr. Potato Head. All right, so skill-related fitness is all based upon that. The more fit you are in these areas, the potentially more it's correlated to an increase in skill performance. So power, speed, agility, balance, coordination, and reaction time is all going to impact your ability to perform a skill. That could be dribbling a basketball. That could be batting a baseball. That can be catching a football. Is all impacted by skill-related fitness components. Now, health-related fitness is components that we focus a lot more on. So that's our aerobic functioning, aerobic capacity, cardiovascular endurance, our body composition, and our musculoskeletal function, which is our muscular strength, our muscular endurance, and then also our flexibility. So here you can see the two different components of physical fitness that are split up. All right, so please make sure that you are aware of these and then the difference between them. The health-related have to do specifically with our health of our body, and skill-related all impact the ability to perform an actual skill. Now, both of them clearly are coordinated. If I have agility, balance, power, speed, coordination, reaction time, but I'm very unhealthy and I don't have a lot of muscular endurance and strength or flexibility, it's going to impact my ability to perform a skill. And so once you increase kind of really one area of fitness, usually you coincidentally increase another area of it. So if you increase your health-related fitness, usually then you will be increasing your skill-related components as well, but not always. So, those of you that have been athletes or have participated in sports, you probably have worked in both of these different areas of both health-related and skill-related. All right, so what do we focus on? We focus on the health-related fitness. So that is impacted by physical activity, habitual physical activity, performing physical activity every day, 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week for 60 minutes. And it's really related to that health status. So that definition of health we've already talked about. So really how fit you are then impacts usually your health status as well. So health-related fitness is really defined by the ability to perform and sustain daily activities and demonstrate traits, or capabilities associated with a low risk of premature development of diseases and conditioning related to movement. So really decreasing your odds of mortality. All right, so when it comes to physical fitness, activity, and health, when we look at individuals with disabilities, research has found that the fitness levels of majority of people with disabilities is generally below that of their peers without disabilities. Therefore, people with disabilities have a greater fitness-related health risk, have greater risk when it comes to health, fitness, physical activity, cardiovascular endurance, muscular strength, range of motion. So people with and without disabilities can both improve their fitness through physical activity. Increase physical activity, you then in turn increase your fitness level, which then increases your health. So one of the most important questions you can ask when you personalize fitness is for what purpose? Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to gain muscle? Are you trying to increase cardiovascular health? Based upon that question is really when we look at that fit principle and start kind of tweaking and developing a program of fitness based upon what your needs are or what do you want to get out of it. Okay. And the other thing is consider your components to target. So what tests and standards will you use to monitor that? So if you're looking at cardiovascular endurance, you should be utilizing heart rate monitors. If you're doing muscular strength, you should be looking at a 1 max rep. and looking at how to improve that. If you're looking at range of motion, then you should be looking at degrees of movement that is capable with a stretch program. So that was part 1, easy peasy. So some recap of objectives that you really need to focus on and make sure that you are aware of and know for our exam 4 is health, physical fitness, physical activity are all related. They impact each other. Know the difference in the definition between physical activity, health, and fitness. Know the difference between health-related and skill-related components of fitness. And then what are some common information of fitness for individuals with disability. Next we'll be doing part 2.